welcome back to International Scale Modeler. I'm Lee. Today we're going to do a review of something a little bit different. This is something I picked up from Trumpeter. It's about, the kit itself's about, I think it's about a year old, maybe even less actually, I think. I can't remember when I actually bought it. No, it wasn't. It's probably about 6-7 months. But it's a 135 SA-2 Guideline missile-on launcher from Trumpeter. As you can see now, being a 135 scale, it's going to go with some dioramas, with some modern tanks and things like that, or some APCs, or you know, whatever. But it's a nice looking kit, and I thought it'd be just something different. I have a shelf in my display cabinet that's just different stuff, you know, not aircraft and not tanks or something. It's just something that's different. I like doing different every now and then. On the box itself, as you can see, you've got a picture from above. Not a lot else. A couple of other profile shots of it once it's done up. And that's about it really. Nice sturdy box, I have to say. I do like Trumpeter boxes. They're very solid and stuff. You know, they spend a little bit extra on their boxes, which I do appreciate. So let's get all this out, so there's not that much. Now, as I said before, being a 135 scale, it's actually really good because it will go on with your armour dioramas, or you can have APCs, you know, crew around it or whatever. So I quite like the idea of that. So we've then got, so let's have a look at the sprues. Well, first let's have a look at the main sprue, which is the missile itself. Okay, now that's quite a beast, I have to say. That's as big as most tanks are anyway. As you can see, really nice. The moulding is really nice. It's not too deep either. The engraving is a nice depth, so it's not overscale or anything like that. Nice, clean and crisp all the way around, all the way over. I can't see, there's no hint of flash on the actual model itself. There's some on the sprue, but you know, that's good. If it's on the sprue, that's fine, because it doesn't matter. But as you can see, I mean, that itself is pretty much the missile in one hit. So you can build all that up in one go. That build, to build that, that's, you know, probably an hour, maybe 2 at the max, which is nice. A nice little afternoon build if you're not doing too much or something like that. But it is in good nick, and it's a moulding, and the bolts are all nice. You know, yeah, it's nothing to complain about there whatsoever. Really, really nice indeed. I quite like that. And there's some nice cabling and stuff like that here as well to pick out later on. I mean, the good thing about this is it's going to be a quick build and a quick paint job, because it's not going to have a lot of weathering. You know, you can put a tiny bit of weathering on it where it's been transported or something, but to be honest with you, not a lot of weathering at all. Now this is obviously, we've got 2 different sprue colours here. Obviously we've got the missile in the normal grey styrene, and then it looks like we've got the launcher in this dark green stuff, which I actually quite like the feel of. It actually feels quite nice. But as you can see, you've got the stands and everything there. Again, the engraving is nice and crisp and clean. You've got all these little bits sticking out of the sprue here, and they're not rounded. They're not what I call soft mouldings at all. They're nice and clean and crisp. You're going to be able to pick those out really nicely with a little bit of wash. It's not going to need a lot, this, that's for sure. And then you've got the obviously the mechanism there, the raising. It looks like it's going to be movable from these little hinges here, maybe not. We'll have a look at the instructions in a bit. But again, all very nice, and obviously these are what plastic to the floor and things. And then got another large sprue. It's quite a lot of plastic for just a missile launcher. You know, 3 great big sprues, which is nice. You know, it's not going to be a real easy kit to build. It's not going to be straight off the thing here, but as you can see, all the greebles, odds and sods, and you know, cogs and things like that, mechanisms, and some grills. Really nice quality of plastic. As I say, this is a new kit. Well, it says here actually 2003, Trumpeter 2003. So this is an older kit. That's interesting. I thought this was a new release, but maybe it's not. Because it was on Pocket Bond, because we were going to sell these in our Ultimate Modern products. It was on Pocket Bond as a new release, but that says 2003, so I think there's a bit of a discrepancy there. But even so, for a 2003 kit, really nicely moulded. I've seen much worse modern kits, worsely moulded than this, that's for sure. But very nice overall. Again, that's going to be, to build that whole thing, I think you could probably build that, you know, in one session during a day. If you had a day off and you thought, kids are out, wife's out, I'm going to spend all day in my man cave, then this isn't a bad kit, because you'd have this built and ready for paint in a day. And I quite like the idea of that, you know, I quite like that. So you can spend a day building it, a day painting it, and then a day weathering it. Sounds really nice. You could get that done in a week, you know, some days off or whatever, you know, if your family's out or something like that, you know. So when my family go out, I do make the most of it, I have to say. Anyway, we've got a couple of other bits more plastic. Obviously, we've got the shell of the launcher here. Again, nice, clean, crisp moulding. Nothing bad to write home about there. No flash. A tiny little bit of burr, but apart from that, that's going to clean up really nice. It is going to look nice, and the fact that it's green already, I mean, even though you're going to prime it grey anyway, so I don't understand why they do the different colours. Excuse me. Why they do the different colours in styrene when you're just going to prime them anyway. But again, another part of the base and the launcher, and again, rivets and bolts and things like that, they do show up really well. Nice, cleanly, crisply moulded. Nice hexagons on those as well, so it's great. And it looks like, oh, excuse me, it looks like you are able to move the launcher up as well from the parts. So you have to excuse me, just come out of nowhere, those sneezes. Right, let's have a look at the manual. So it's an A4 gatefold things on its side, landscape. It's 135 scale, so it's reading instructions, blah blah blah. Bit in Chinese, I think, Trumpeter, isn't it? Tells you how to do decals and things like that, decals. Right, okay, so first page, we've got a numbered sprue map, which is excellent. I like numbered sprue maps. And it just tells you all the parts are there. And assembly, as I said, the missile is going to be reasonably quick and easy to assemble. No pre-painting required. It's going to be a case of you just put it together and then paint it, you know. And looking at the box, it looks like it's a greyish white. I don't know, we'll have a look in a second. So again, maybe an off-white there. It's going to be easy to paint. There's a page there. Then you go on to making the launcher itself, the launcher base, and you've got this rotating disc. It looks like you might be able to rotate it as well, although there's nothing there that says don't glue it. There's no gluing sign, so it'll be something that maybe you could decide when you put it together. Again, it's this, and the rest is just building up the launcher itself, and again it's just the hull and some greebles going on and hatches and things like that, you know. So it's very easy to make. And yes, there is a movable codger there by the looks of it, as you can see. Again, it doesn't say not to glue it, which would be a little bit strange. If it's a movable part, it would probably need gluing. I would have not gluing. But I'm just trying to see. There's no. Oh yeah, there we go. There are. Yeah, there you go. No cement. So where it says no cement here and here, it definitely means that you're going to be able to elevate this up and down, which is nice. Just a nice little touch. And it is rotatable as well, so there. So so the base, you can turn the rocket on the missile on the base and have it in many positions. It's positionable as well, which is really good. I like that. Okay, so the colours used, they are using testers and guns for their colour callouts. Yeah, so you got Model Master 212 or H Light, so it's light grey. Okay. So that's going to be quick paint. I would say paint that. That's going to be like 5 minutes, and that's painted and done. And then I would say if that's a light grey, you probably want a light dirt wash in there just to make the panel lines pop a little bit. That's all. Nothing like a dark dirt, because that would be too strong, I think. You've then got the base, and this is for North Vietnamese and Soviet version. So it's just a Russian green. It says on that, so that's nice and easy. Now obviously you can do whatever colours. If there are other colours out there, then you got here was used in famous war in the Middle East, Asia by Egyptian force. The Egyptian SA-2 missile during the 1970 Yom Kippur War was against the Israeli force, and the colour is below. The missile was light navy grey, satin white, aluminium, and then the launcher was desert yellow. So they're giving you two options there. If you want to do the normal version, which is, you know, the Russian version by the looks of it, and then you've got the one used by the Egyptians during the Yom Kippur War, which is quite handy if you're doing a dio for that or something. So it's quite different. So that's nice to know. So you've got several options there, and I kind of like that. I kind of like the idea of a quick, easy build. You know, something to break up the flow of planes and tanks and things like that. I do like doing different, so that will definitely get done, and I would imagine I'll get that done next year at some point. So, but overall, I think actually, you know, it's a good 8 out of 10, maybe a 8.5. I think it's a great little kit if you just want to. As I say, just a break for the normal. If you're building, as nice as it's in 135 scale for if you're building a diorama, you can build a nice diorama around that with other vehicles as well, which is really good. And obviously you can do it in a Yom Kippur as well. There's not a lot of stuff for Yom Kippur. So I think that's a nice little easy build. It'll be easy to paint, easy to weather. And I think if you're just getting into models, this may be a good start as well. You know, it's quite a nice one. It looks like it goes together very well. I can't see any problems with fit issues there whatsoever. Obviously, once you put the missile together, you're going to need a little bit of work getting that so you can get rid of the glue lines and things like that. So we'll need a tiny bit of filler and everything, but it's a good start, a nice starting kit actually, I'd say for sure. But anyway, that's an 8.5 out of me, and that's the 135 SA-2 Guideline missile on launcher from Trumpeter. Until next time, take care, bye bye.